Hello friends, it's Jim O'Rear. Welcome back to Jim O'Rear's Wacky World. Today we are headed over to Walt Disney World's Epcot. The newest restaurant over there is Space 220, and it is a highly sought after reservation. People are always like, how do we get in there? How do we get in there? How do we get in there? Because it's impossible. We looked for a long time to get reservations to get in there. And it is it's a space-themed restaurant where you go 220 miles up into the air into a space station to eat. It's a highly themed restaurant, and the secret of getting in is just go there. That's what we did. We couldn't find a reservation for months, and we went to the park and walked up and said, "Hey, what do you have available for lunch?" And they said, "We got a table at 2 and we got a table at 3. We'll take it." So there is your tip. Now, people have told us that this restaurant has some of the best food on property of all Walt Disney World. We're a little mixed on that. So take a look at the dining experience at Space 220 over at Epcot. We were having a spacey day at Epcot at Walt Disney World, starting with riding the new Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster, which is awesome. And then, as we were walking around, this little guy happened to come by to say hi.
Oh, jeez! Are you guys famous YouTubers or something? People keep taking pictures of you. Oh. Hello?
Very fun. Now, we were headed over to Space 220 restaurant, which is a highly sought after reservation over there. It's Epcot's newest restaurant, and everyone is trying to get in there. It sits right there by Mission Space, and well, we'll take a closer look at the menu in just a moment, but briefly, they offer lunch and dinner. It's $55 for lunch, $79 for dinner. It's a prefix menu. You get 2 choices for lunch, 3 choices for dinner, and we'll look more at that in just a moment. But when you go to Space 220 and it's time for you to enter for your reservation, you sort of make your way around the planets here. You head into the lobby, and once you check in at the lobby and have a seat for just a moment as your transport arrives, you get your boarding pass to the Centauri space station. And this is the elevator boarding pass that is departing Earth and going to the space station, which is 220 miles above Earth. It's this space station right here that you're traveling up to have your lunch or dinner in, where you will elevate your dining. Yes. Now, when it's your turn, you head into the elevator, and it's a circular elevator. Lots of room for a lot of people, so you don't have to wait long to get on this elevator. When you look around the elevator, you'll notice that there is like this portal beneath you. There's also a portal above you. And when you are ready for liftoff, these portals open up, and you take this super speedy ride up into space. It looks like this. This is when the upper portal opens, and you start your rise. You can look below and see that you're leaving Epcot. Right there's the Mission Space where you were just at, and this is sort of it's kind of a 3-dimensional type of ride. It almost feels like a ride. It's very cool as you're shooting up into space, leaving Florida behind, going through the clouds, going through different little portals. I love the details on the railing there, as well as the cloud cover that you pass through. As you get into space, you head on up through the stars, and you see the space station right up there above you as you are getting ready to dock. And if you take another look down below you, you can see there's the state of Florida that you've just left. So pretty cool. It's a neat little ride. It's a neat little transition to get into the restaurant. When you leave the elevator, you go through a series of little tunnels, and in one of these tunnels of the space station, you can take a peek over here, and you'll see them preparing and growing the vegetables that they use in space at the restaurant, the lettuce and cabbages and things like that. Pretty neat, pretty cool little addition there, little detail to look into. It's kind of like living with the land in space. But then you head on in to the restaurant, and as you go into seating, the tables and lounge and everything are in this large area with lots of really big windows around where you can look out and just view Earth. It's very cool. You can see a little spaceship flying right there above the Earth, and it's a really cool. It feels like you are in space in a restaurant. It's really neat, the atmosphere. And when you look out these windows, depending on where you are, you can see a variety of different things going on out there. Things change all the time. You'll see different spaceships and things fly by. There's astronauts. There's a couple right there sort of floating in space doing their thing. You'll see other space shuttles, satellites, and things like that. We saw a guy walking his moon dog. There were a couple that pulled out some lightsabers and had a little lightsaber battle as they were floating through space. So it's really fun. A little entertainment there. Now, I said we will look some more at the menu. Let's look a little bit more in detail at the menu. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but at least just to sort of give you an idea of what they have. Here's the bar and the lounge where you can just get drinks if you just want that. And they have a lot of drinks here, as you can see, and many of them, like the Nebula, Planetary Punch, they are space themed. They also have some non-alcoholic drinks right here, which are pretty cool. A wide assortment of beer. They also have an assortment of champagne and wine that you can get. And looking at the lunch menu, like I said, the lunch menu is $55 per person. It's a prefix menu, and they have a lot of space-themed options here. Different types of Blue Moon cauliflower. There's tuna, salmon, burgers, steaks. And then for dinner, which is a prefix menu at $79 per person, it's the appetizers are fairly similar. There are some differences in the dinner main courses, though, with short ribs and red snapper and duck breast and things like that. So you've got a little different choice for dinner. And then you have your, standard assortment of sweets for dessert. Now, I was fascinated by the water container that they use. This is what they bring your water in, and it's just this big metal cylindrical tube. Okay, I was fascinated by that. Now, we tried a non-alcoholic drink. This is the Moon Rocks drink. And you'll notice it comes with a package of Pop Rocks where you can taste the explosion. This drink is coconut, blue cotton candy syrup, lemonade, some moon dust, whatever that is, and these Pop Rocks. And the best way to drink it is you put a few little Pop Rocks in your mouth, and then you take a sip of the drink, and then the flavor just explodes and pops in your mouth. It's very cool. It's a lot of fun, and it tastes really, really good. Now, for our appetizers, we tried the Starry Calamari, which is fried calamari, some Italian cherry peppers, spicy marinara there, as well as a citrus aioli. And this was really, really good. And it has a spicy kick to it. It looks like they aren't fried all that crisp, but they are cooked just perfectly. And like I said, that spice kicks in. It's very nice. We also had the space greens. This is Bib lettuce, compressed pieces of watermelon, spiced pecans, and an apple cider dressing. This was really, really good. It was light and refreshing. Really nice taste to it. Super good choices. Now, for our appetizers, this is where it kind of went, I had the steak, and this is a coffee-rubbed flat iron steak with some fries, some broccolini, chimichurri right there on the top. And it had a very, very good flavor. This was actually, I asked them to cook it medium, which normally is kind of pink all the way through. And you'll notice here that this side, or this edge, the thicker edge, is a little pink and red, but the middle was a little overcooked, was a little overdone. But the flavor was really good. So while their medium is not really a traditional medium, it's a little more cooked than a medium, had a very good flavor. We also had the steak salad, and this is marinated filet tips, iceberg wedges, cucumber cherry tomatoes, some chives, blue cheese crumbles, and a horseradish dressing. And this, if you're looking for a salad with a little protein in it, this is a really good choice. That horseradish dressing is really good. It's got a lot of flavor to it. The problem was with the steak. They don't ask you how you want your steak cooked, and this was our steak. Look, it's pretty raw. It's almost completely raw. And we did ask if this is normal, and they said, no, not really. It's not usually cooked like that, so we just got a raw piece. So beware of that. Now, when you are done dining, you head on back out into the little circular hallways to make your way back to that elevator. And once you board the elevator, you can watch those little portals reopen. And there's Florida down there below us. And you take a very rapid descent from 220 miles in space back down to Earth, where you can watch the opposite direction of what you just saw there. We're leaving the space station, flying down at, I don't know, record speeds to Florida. And very cool details in this video that gives you this sense of movement. You get to see us approaching Epcot right there. There is Mission Space. You can see as we quickly make the descent, much faster than the rise into space. And we arrive back at Epcot. So overall, a really neat dining experience. There you have it. There is a look into the newest restaurant over there at Epcot, Space 220. Like I said, it was it's kind of a mixed bag. I love the atmosphere, very cool. The food, while it was tasty, some of it was not cooked exactly right, but we do want to go back for dinner and try some of the dinners and see what that is like. And try a little bit more because it definitely had good food, but could use a little work. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. If you have, click that like button to let the powers that be know that you like the video. And while you are at it, click on follow or subscribe, and you'll be notified when I upload new videos. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.